I have a question for you. Have you ever felt like the things that people told you growing up just wasn't true? Did you feel like life could be a lot more simpler than what they was making it out to be? I have. So I decided that I would try to find out this information on my own, not to even believe a thing that they told me about anything. So I started on this journey of finding out what the truth was. I'm not gonna say that I was always on this journey. I think I was on and off for years and years and years. I kept trying to meet everybody's expectations. I kept trying to navigate my way. At the same time, I'm going back to what made me happy, made me feel good, like work. A lot of times it seemed like I just did not fit in there. Like that wasn't nowhere that I was supposed to be. So I decided that I would just try to figure things out. And in trying to figure things out, one thing that I knew I had to find out for sure was the thing about God. God, the source, the higher being, whoever you want to call him. I knew that he existed. She, they, or it existed. But didn't quite think that it existed like everybody said it would. I really didn't think that, you're going to go to some type of heaven in the clouds and the streets were paved with gold. And nah, nah, that wasn't resonating with me. That was not resonating with me. So I decided that I would explore. So through my exploration, I practiced a lot of religions. I'm gonna say practice, but I read about them. I studied on them, and things started to slowly unfold for me. But then, just as I said at the beginning, life came about, still twisting and turning. Whereas sometimes I would fall off track and I would stop my exploration to live life like everybody else. Well, currently, I have been on a spiritual journey for about, I'm going to say, 6 months to a year. See, I started to feel like life was simple and that we was making it so much harder. And in my exploration, I first started out with trying to explore people that was living off the grid. It started with the people that was living off the grid. And I was attracted to the people that was living off the grid because I'm like, they're not depending on nobody. They're making their own way. They're growing their own crops. They're nurturing their own meat. Wow, I thought that was just amazing. I was just so caught up in it. I was like, oh my God, one day I hope I can live off the grid. I hope I can live off the grid because that was exciting for me. But even with that, I felt like, something else is still missing. Something is still missing here. So I explored a little more. So time went on, and then I woke up one morning and I heard a little voice in my mind say, it's time. And I was thinking, time for what? Time for what? What is it time for? And then a few minutes later, it's like, the things that you like to do. I was like, well, what things do I like to do? And I realized that the things that I like to do was the things that I had seen before with the people that are off the grind, that are off the grid. I liked those things. I always been fascinated with God and exactly what God was. I also was fascinated with things that people call witchcraft, but I didn't have a full understanding that when you do things for the bad, for bad reasons, then it is called witchcraft. But when you're doing it for the greater good, then it's not witchcraft. That was the first thing that I had to learn. Then after that, I think that God started to work with me because just before I started to feel like I should try to do something, my life was chaotic. I was on an emotional breakdown. I just started feeling like I wanted so much peace. Only thing I want is peace. I took people out of my life. I threw away a lot of my friends because I didn't want the negativity around me. I just wanted peace. All I could see is that I wanted peace. So in this trying to gain peace, I'm steady trying to gain peace, trying to gain peace, trying to gain peace, and I started feeling a little peaceful, and I will be by myself, not knowing that I was really in isolation, not knowing that I was really in isolation. So I started to be alone a lot. That anybody that came into my life that was not peaceful, that had too much negativity, I was like, nope, got to go. No, you have to go. No, you ain't got no resident here because I wanted peace. I wanted peace. But in that process of me having peace, I turned on the TV one day and I seen Abraham Hicks. And she was talking about, bringing positivity into your life and not thinking about the negative and being on some type of carpet on in the vortex. And I was like, what is this? What is this? And the more that I listened to her, the more understanding that I started to get about things. I had a more understanding of what I had before I went into it, a more understanding of life, and that you don't have to go through your life thinking about negative stuff all the time. That you can wake up in a happy mood. That you can try to maintain that happy mood every day. That you don't have to have all those random negative thoughts that just keep going and going and going and going all through the day, pulling you down, dragging you down, making you feel like you can't make it. I think the breaking point for me was when I lost my best friend. One of the people that I had to remove from my life was my best friend. And I felt like he was just too negative. Had a lot of stuff going on in his life that I did not want going on in my life. Not one time did I want any of the stuff that was going on in his life to be in my life. And I tried to hang in there, and I tried and I tried and I tried, but I was like, this is getting overwhelming. I cannot do this any longer. I need a break. I need to get away from this. So I politely asked him to let me go. And after I asked him to let me go, a whole bunch of stuff started coming out. First, I was angry and mad. And then I was still looking at Abraham and the other people on YouTube. And they were saying, meditation, meditate. I was like, maybe I should meditate. Then maybe I should try to meditate. So I tried meditation. I tried breathing. It all did me some good. It did. Not only did it relieve me from my anxiety and stress, it brought me closer to God, where my mind was still enough to hear the voice of God, to hear what He was saying. First of all, I realized that I wasn't alone. I used to feel lonely all the time. Oh, I'm so alone. Oh, I'm all by myself. Oh, I need to go out. I need to get out the house. I need to go around some people. I need to be around friends. Oh my God. Oh my God. But I never even really had any friends, according to me. I didn't really even think that these people was my friends. No, I didn't think they was my friends. No, never thought they was my friends. Mm-mm. No, no. So when it was time to let them go, I was like, you know what? I'm just letting you go. You just gone. Poof, out my life. So anyway, I was there alone by myself. It was just me and Abraham from the beginning. Me and Abraham and a couple of people talking about meditation. And every single day, God will bring up flashes of things that happen in my life. I would just see them. I would just see them and see them and see them flashing through, flashing through. And I started to realize, wait a minute. Did I make this happen? Did I make this happen in my life? Oh my God, I did all of this to myself. And I cried. Because one thing that God told me was that you are the creator of your life. And anything that ever happened, you created it. And then I went to exploring how is it that I created all this negativity in my life? How was it coming from me? How was it? So then I was scrolling through YouTube again and I ran into Erin Lyons. And she was talking about how you have the capacity to create your own life. And so I just was listening and listening and listening and listening and listening. She was a little bit more in depth with it than Abraham. So it was a little bit more understanding of how was it that I was creating my own life. She talked about God and our thoughts made things come true, whether it was good, whether it was bad. And she explained it very good and very well to me. And so I had a clear understanding like, I created all this crap. Like, wow. So now, God, what in the world am I to do? What am I to do? And he said, study. Study some more. Study some more. So I listened to Abraham even more, and I listened to Aaron even more, and they had a lot of information that I needed and everything, and I listened to it, and I had some understanding, but not quite a firm understanding until I was scrolling through YouTube again, and I ran into Neo Knowledge. Neo Knowledge broke it down for me. Broke it down and dissected it. And when he broke it down and dissected it, I had a clear understanding of how I did this. So after that, I decided that I would use some of these practices. That I was on my daily routine. That I would just start doing meditation, doing daily journaling, and I was noticing that every single day I was feeling better and better and better. Like, wow, I actually meditate for a little while in the morning, listen to some relaxing music, write in my journal of my gratitude, and after I'm through, I feel good. And when I go out into the world, people will ask me, "Hey, how are you?" And I say, "I'm good," and smile. And I was like, "How can this be? How can this be?" But it took for me to do a lot of reflection and a lot of understanding that me blaming people for the things that happen in my life that I fully have control over was just me trying to be not accountable for my own actions, my own roles that I played in creating this reality that I was living in. Sometimes we don't think about there was something else that we could have said, or that was more positive, or that it was something else that we could have did that was more positive. We think about surviving, defending ourselves, taking up for ourselves, making sure nobody is harming you or me, yourself, making sure nobody's harming you. But that really does not work. That really does not work because the person that's actually harming you is you. It's you. You are harming you. You are harming yourself. Nobody is doing anything besides being who they are. They're being who they are. And you have to be who you are. And if you feel like negativity is who you want to be, just a big bubble of negativity, then you're going to constantly bring negativity back and forth into your life, creating more negativity, more negativity. And the reason why I'm on here saying this is because I watched a lot. I watched Abraham, I watched Aaron Lyons, I watched Neo Knowledge, I watched a lot of other people in between. None of them talk about when they first started their journey. They bring it up, they say, "Oh, my life was this, and oh, my life was that," but not the step by step by step by step by step everyday process. So right now in my life, I am at a point where I feel like I want to see the positive in everything. Now I'm not telling you that I'm running around and people doing stuff to me and I'm not noticing it. Yes, I notice it. But that's their burden. That's their burden that they have to live with. That is their burden. That's not mine. See, I'm gonna do the right thing. And I'm gonna have positivity in my life regardless of what's going on. And I'm gonna see the positive side regardless of what's going on. And by me doing so, it makes me happier and happier and happier every single day. Even when some days I am feeling pain, I still think about the more positive aspects, the positive things. And then I praise God and I say, "God, wouldn't it be nice if you could just stop this pain that's coming in my leg? Wouldn't it be so nice if you could just stop this pain that I'm feeling right now? Wouldn't it be so nice?"